The Super Nintendo. Some would say the best console ever made with one of the most extensive and impressive game libraries in history. Games that can still hang in this era of high-definition gaming and fully orchestrated soundtracks. Freaking awesome. With so many damn fine games, there is no way we could limit this just down to 10, so we had to put together 2 lists. So where's your favorite game gonna land? Let's find out. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig for ScrewAttack's Top 20 Super NES Games. 20! You know you've got one hell of a list when Donkey Kong barely makes it. A game that looked a full generation ahead of its time, DKC gave gamers a boner with its visuals. And a badass soundtrack to boot. One of the smoothest platformers ever, this is also the first time we're introduced to Diddy Kong, who has since moved on to bigger and better things. Like kicking ass! In all honesty, we had a really tough time deciding which DKC to put on the list, but ultimately the original won out due to its initial wow factor it had on gaming.
19!
Whew, you want to talk about wow? What's your best combo on Killer Instinct? One of the coolest fighting games ever made. We spent hours on this arcade port and still play the soundtrack CD Killer Cuts at the ScrewAttack HQ. Constantly. A game that's all about fast-paced fun and giant combos. We can only hope that the rumored KI3 becomes a reality.
18!
One of the SNES launch titles, F-Zero served almost as a tech demo for what Mode 7 graphics were all about. It set the standard for racing games at the time and still stands up as one of the best ever. The perfect blend of cakewalk controls for beginners and incredibly tough tracks for experts, F-Zero is a must-download for the Virtual Console. The only thing that sucks about F-Zero is that its sequel never actually made it over to the United States.
17!
Hey, it's no secret, we're huge fans of shoot-'em-ups here at ScrewAttack, so when it came down to it, we had an incredibly tough decision to make. Gradius 3 with its customizable plane, or the sublime controls of UN Squadron, a port that is actually better than the arcade version. Damn. Both games you can just pick up and play right now. Both games have great power-ups. And both games just have stellar soundtracks. We choose both. Why? Because it's our list and not yours. We can do whatever the hell we want.
16!
3 words. Super FX chip. Or is that 4 words? Can you believe that we actually thought this looked good? And who would have thought taking a forest animal and throwing him in a futuristic plane would actually be a great idea? Either way, it's worked out pretty damn well. With multiple paths on your way to Venom, this mix of polygons was only spoiled by one thing. Saving that stupid frog's ass every few seconds. I hate Slippy. Here's some amphibians we're actually all about. The best beat-em-up ever, Turtles in Time. A game that was so great, all we need to do is show you gameplay. You know you love it.
14!
Some say this version's broken. We say we spent too many days, weeks, months on our Super Nintendo playing it to care. It's only broken if you know the difference, and when Street Fighter II hit our homes in all its 16-bit glory, we couldn't tell. Throwing in some crazy-ass speed in the game gave us a glimpse of what was later to come in fighting games, but if it was too fast, you could always slow it down to the original speed. So slow. With the added speed and the ability to play as the final bosses for the first time on your SNES, being bombarded by fireballs never felt so liberating.
13!
With Mario Kart Wii right around the corner, it's time to take a look back and reflect on just where this series came from. Split-screen fun with fast-paced tracks and, of course, a giant flying fish that gives you trophies. Someone had to be high when they came up with this stuff. While the Grand Prix was fun, the real kicker of the original Mario Kart was the battle mode. And let's not forget the red turtle shell, terrorizing gamers since 1993.
12!
Konami was one of the kings of the Super Nintendo. It seemed like they were just constantly pumping out greatness. Contra 3 is no exception. Building on 2 incredible NES titles, Contra 3 lived up to its name by making everything bigger, better, and adding more weapons. Now, admittingly, the overhead shooter levels, they were a little bit awkward, but the sheer bliss you get when mowing over bad guys in a tank or taking down a 3-story turtle more than makes up for it. Pure 2-player greatness, even if the other player sucks. Jose.
11!
The first time we saw this game in Nintendo Power, we pooed our pants. Seriously. It was such an upgrade over the previous Castlevanias, we could hardly wait to get our grubby little nasty hands on it. We said this before and we'll say this again, one of the best soundtracks of any Castlevania game. Yeah, that good. Now you would think they would have just named the game Castlevania 4, but they had to throw Super in front of it because they knew the game was going to beat so much ass. The graphics, the soundtracks, the secrets, it was everything you looked for in a Super Nintendo game. Just not quite good enough to make the top 10.